Good morning, beautiful people. What are you doing? He keeps trying to launch himself off the end of the bed. He does need a walk, but we're going to put the bed away first, aren't we? Because as you can see, there is not a lot of room in the T4, and in order to get anything out of these cupboards, this bed has to be away. So, shall we start on that bit? Yeah? And it's difficult with him in the morning because he does this and he gets all excited and he just completely gets in the way. He has been out for a little ways, but he just needs his proper walk and his breakfast this morning. This place last night and the night before is the most peaceful place I've ever slept. Other than there was somebody who left early this morning about 7 in a car. I won't be up, but nothing. Silent overnight. Absolutely not a breath of wind. It's been beautiful. But today it's time to move on. We're going to go and have a look at the castle, I think, and then try and find a little park up somewhere. From what I can see, there's not that many places that are like off the beaten track. A lot of them are just off the road on the way where we're going. So we'll just have to see if we can find somewhere peaceful. You're going to have to get off the duvet, Doug. Come on. Come on off. You are pain in the butt. Yeah, this is one of the joys of living in a T4, isn't it? Not having the space to do anything and having a hairy little dog that gets your clean leggings covered in dog hair while you're doing it. Yes. So then I have to move everything towards the back here and open the door so I can get the bed away. This is what I have to contend with in the morning. Will you behave? Yes, you're being a pain. Obviously, you know, the less blankets you get on, the easier it is, but I get cold, he gets cold, and the more you've got on the bottom on these rock and roll beds. Gladys's rock and roll bed is actually quite comfy. Doug, you've got to go that way. But it's still not the comfiest bed in the world. So I have this teddy blanket that my mum gave me, which keeps, and also if you've got quite a lot of padding underneath, it keeps the bottom of the bed warm and the cold doesn't rise up underneath and make you cold in the middle of the night. And then I've got this teddy fleece mattress topper, which is quite thick, and then obviously a mattress protector to stop all the dog hair from going all over the seat. But that's why it takes me so long to make my bed and put it away and because of him. But I have nowhere to put him because obviously I no longer have a swivel seat that I could chuck him on, and it's too cold to put him outside because he's an old dog and I don't want him outside in the cold anyway. So we just manage and adapt. There we go. So now, in order to get it up, if you've not done a rock and roll bed before, you have to grab this handle, get in the side step and yank it up. It's not easy. And also I have a load of water bottles in the way which you need to move. And I have to get him on the end here, so I have to make you do your little bit. Are you gonna come here? Come here. No, stay there. And then I have to shove my knee up. You can see it's quite difficult. There we go. It's away. So before you've even started your day, you're absolutely knackered, covered in dog hair, but let's get the day started, eh? I'll put this bedding away. I'll take him for a little walk. I need to get the silver screens off and get his little space in the front sorted, and then get ready to roll. I'm not very hungry. As you can hear, I'm getting a little bit of a sore throat. I'm really hoping I'm not coming down with this thing that they've had. You want a drink? This is another problem. Obviously can't have water on the bed, but I do keep a really close eye on him. He's really good at letting me know what he wants. So there's obviously nowhere for him to jump down the end to have a drink because he won't be able to get back up because he's only a little dog. We'll just have to manage. That's all we can do, really. We don't really have a choice. This is our home dog. Then obviously the benefits of a 2-4, other than when you want to go in the boot and all your bedding falls out, is it can all go behind the rock and roll bed, and mine all just about fits. So then you've got the space to move around the van during the day. The thing for me is he's comfier when the bed's out and he's happier. So when I get to where I'm stopping, that's the first thing I do is I get the silver screens on, get the bed out, and then I know he's going to be okay. But it is a process and it takes a while. You're not moving from place to place very quickly. It's not easy to pack up. I remember the motorhome, I used to feel like that take a long time, but not compared to this. This takes so much longer. Okie dokie, bed's away. Most stuff in the front is away. So it's time to take him for his morning little walkies, give him his breakfast and get ready to roll. It's still quite early, it's still before 9 o'clock, but it does take me a good half an hour to 40 minutes to pack up and kind of demist the windscreen, because despite the silver screens you still get condensation. You do in any van, especially in the colder weather. I'm aware we're going into winter. It is very mild at the moment because I didn't have the diesel heater on. I had it on for a little bit yesterday for him, though not overnight. Try not to run it overnight, and a little tiny bit this morning, but yeah, my leisure battery doesn't seem to be coping with the cold very well. So I've fully charged it on that campsite where we're at Oban, and it's dropped quite a lot. I think it is down to the cold because I'm not using the diesel here, and I don't use the lights and stuff in here. I just have to go with it and see what we can do, won't we? And worry about it when the diesel heater don't work, because that's all I use it for. So we're going to do a bit of driving today, so I'll charge it up a little bit, charge my power bank up a little bit. I'm conserving energy by switching that off overnight because obviously it's cold and the fridge is at the right temperature. It's been on all day. Just have to deal with stuff. It's not easy living in the van. There we go, happy boy with his breakfast, bed away, fan pretty much packed away. There's a couple of bits on the side to put on the floor, and I'm ready to roll. I'm all packed up, ready to hit the road. So I'm taking you to Cairns Castle. I'll pick you up when we get there.
I'm a traveling spirit, I've seen many shores, from the West Pacific to the island of Kenya. They treat me like a son anywhere I go, and even though no one can tell, I still feel that I'm alone. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm alone. Leave me stranded, I know how to handle it all on my own. On my own. I have learned that no one else can carry this load. It's a train where I'm the only passenger on board. Oh, there is beauty too.
I'm here. I think I'm coming down with a lurgy. I feel like I'm going to pass out, but I'm going to go out in the fresh air and hopefully that'll clear my brain. So the car park is just behind. You have to go through this stone wall, because when you come in it tells you have to keep driving up here because the castle's up this road. So we'll just keep walking until we find it. I think it's only like a 9-minute walk away, it's not far. Because my videos are completely different to theirs, I'm heading out a bit quicker to try and go and film where there's less people around, because obviously I like to do the voiceovers and things like that, and it's more aesthetically pleasing without people in it. So they can do theirs after I've been, and I'll just wait for them up there. I'm coming down with this 100%. I feel rubbish, but I'm hoping the fresh air will do me good. It's rather cold here compared to where we've been. So you're coming through livestock fields, but look at the views. It's stunning up here. Hello sheepies. That's a good old climb, but there we are. Carnassary Castle. Holy moly, I'm knackered. That's a good old climb. It is not very accessible, but look at it. Looks very foreboding today. So this castle was one of the first 15th century Renaissance buildings in Argyll, and in 1685 it was burned to the ground because royalists came here after the owner left. Really cool. I'm so glad I'm with this lot, because exploring this on my own would be a wee bit spooky. As you can see, the stairwells are very dark. I'm being very, very careful, because the last thing I need now is an injury. I'm not quite far. I don't know where I'm going. I've made it to the top of this section. Look at the view. Wow. It's a bit spooky in here. Standing just over a mile north of the village of Kilmartin, at the point where Kilmartin Glen narrows and forces the A116 to climb north towards the southern tip of Loch Awe, Carnassary Castle now stands a roofless ruin. The Earl of Argyll granted the lands of Carnassary to his familiar servant, Master John Carswell, rector of Kilmartin, in 1559. This was just before the Protestant Reformation. Carswell built Carnassary for his noble patron. Drawing on the Earl's wealth and connections, it incorporated an earlier building on the site. As custodian of the castle, Carswell was its main resident. The style and quality of the building was not found elsewhere in Argyll at this period. It has obvious Renaissance connections. Carnassary was captured and partially blown up by royalist forces during Argyll's rebellion in 1685. Although it was still regarded as one of the finest houses in Argyll, no attempt was made to renovate or repair the castle. From the parapets, there's a magnificent view down to Kilmartin Glen, which is the home to a range of rock carvings, cairns and standing stones. As with all old buildings, there is a ghost story associated with Carnassary Castle. On a crisp spring morning, when the sun was still low in the sky, Christian was driving up through Kilmartin Glen, which was still in the shadows as the sun had risen high enough to illuminate the valley. Christian caught a glint of something metallic reflected in the sun's rays. He looked across to the tree-lined ridge that leads up to Carnassary Castle, and there, riding through the trees, was a distinct figure of a helmeted rider galloping up towards the castle. Tracking the figure, he was astonished when they simply vanished before his eyes. Being in this place, on a dark autumn morning, it is easy to believe historical figures are making their way on horseback towards the castle. It's windy up here, but look at the views. It's amazing. So that was Carnassary Castle, which was a nice little walk and look around. It's very, very windy, didn't get my drone up. But back with him, and we're going to go and see if we can get parked at a temple stone circle. So I'm going to show Steve where it is on the map and see if we can get in his van in there, because it's a tiny little lay-by, so I don't know. We're here. This is the parking area. Who brought the dogs? Come on, Doggles. How do we get in? So we are at Templewood Stone Circle. So they're not entirely sure what kind of rituals. I've got both the dogs. that they used it with these stone circles for, but there's a north and a south one, and they are used to mark the path of the sun and the moon, and that's usually what the rituals were to do with. But it's I think there's 13 standing stones. It's pretty cool, isn't it? You can actually walk through it. Look at these two, best pals, bless them. What are you doing? What are you doing? So there is a ghost associated with this site. It's Archer's ghost, and it was just made up from the fact that they found burial arrowheads and flint and drinking vessels. So they have classed it as Archer's ghost. Now I do like these kind of stone circles and cairns, especially around Halloween. Like you remember last year I went to Claver Cairns and they put all the little foliage like tributes out. It was really, really cool. Look at that. My van's literally dumped on the verge. So there's another little stone circle here, and then there's a cairn I think over there. So we're just going to stop and do these little bits and pieces and then head off to our park up. I'm starting to feel really, really pants, so I'm going to make myself some proper food because it's windy, isn't it? And have a cup of tea I think once we get there. Excavations of reveal archaeologists have shown that it is a burial ground from the Neolithic to the Bronze Age. So it's been here for thousands and thousands of years. Come across a pagan ritual. There's people in white robes over there.
Yeah.
Now if you remember, this time last year these were up in the Highlands with me, and we went to Claver Cairns, didn't we? And there was all them fools. Have you pooped?
No, he's chucking it off.
Are you puking? For thousands and thousands of years, stone circles have connected people to the earth, and they are always to do with sunrise and sunset. So these are set to do with midwinter sun, so that when the sun was rising or setting, they'd be able to see it from the stone circle, which is really cool. Let's go, let's go. Luckily, because I'm stuck out onto the verge, this road seems very, very quiet and there's no traffic. And Booey's just currently wandering around in the middle of the road, bless him. We've come over to Netherlargy South Cairn. So many people come together to build this between 5,600 and 5,500 years ago. It was used to house the remains of the local farming community that were venerated apparently. This is the inside of Netherlargy South Cairn. And I can actually stand up. It's quite small. You have to climb down that to get inside, and obviously over quite a lot of rocks. But I'm really interested in these sorts of places, and very, very old and atmospheric. I love it. That's the entrance you've got to get in, and that's the wall you've got to climb back out of. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm out! Doug! I've lost Doug. Look at him, little mountain goat. He's better than I am on the rocks. What are you doing? So this Netherlargy South Cairn forms part of, sorry, Doug's had a poo so I'm carrying it around, of a linear cemetery that's roughly around 3 miles long, goes roughly south from the village of Kilmartin. There's quite a lot of these along this little route. Obviously Steve's just seen the car park, which I never saw, and we're parked in a little lay-by, but never mind. He didn't look, so it's on his own head. Okay, I'm at the park up. They had to turn around and go in the opposite direction because there was cars trying to get in that tiny little place that we were trying to get out of. It was a tiny, tiny little road. But I'll show you where we are. So it's just a tiny little car park. I'm hoping that they can get in and go there because you can drive in forwards and then go backwards into this direction. But we are Moynmore, I think. For Gaelic for Great Moss, that's where we are. It's one of the last remaining raised peat bogs in Britain and is a wild landscape of hummocks, hollows and pools rich in spectacular wildlife. So that's where I'm hoping that we're stopping for the night. Just have to see if they can get here and they can get in because it is a small road. I have no idea how Steve drives that van. I know I'm hoping for a bigger van, but I'm actually cacking myself at the thought of driving one because Gladys is small and easy to drive. I'll just wait and see if they get here. It's yeah, definitely Moynmore, I think that's how you say it. We're on part of a stay the night scheme, so it's a £10 suggested donation for vehicle overnighting. Here they are. Look how big that thing looks in here. Okay, I'm making my own dinner. So I've got, it should be spaghetti carbonara, which you microwave, but I can do it in the pan in the van because I've had it before. It's just not anywhere to sit down, obviously, because normally my fridge is there that I sit on, and now I can't. so I'll have to crouch down on the floor like this. This is where I am. I'm literally crouched on the floor in a little squat and stirring my spaghetti carbonara. Catherine offered to make me a sandwich, but I want to be as self-sufficient as I can, and I think if I eat something proper maybe I'll feel a little bit better, I don't know. So Catherine's just found there's a stately home over there that we can probably walk to. It looks like it's abandoned, it looks really, really cool. And there's obviously all the little forestry tracks around here, so I'm going to have this and see how I feel. I might go off for a walk, or I might have an afternoon nap, I don't know yet. Voila, spaghetti carbonara for dinner. See, I can be self-sufficient when I want to. It's just they've proper looked after me this past week. So today is Saturday, so a week tomorrow I would have left. So I've been on the road a week tomorrow. I feel like it's gone really, really quick actually, but I'm coping okay. I'm worrying quite a lot, and I've been looking at online jobs and things like that, so I'm just seeing how things go at the minute. I am taking this month to just have a reset and refresh, and then I'm going to decide what permanently I'm going to do from there. That's my aim. Just have to see how it goes. Really, I got my solar panel out. You can see it dangling because the sun's there, so I'm trying to get as much in that power bank as I can. Don't know where we're going tomorrow. That's another thing that we need to figure out. Deliberately not put the bed up straight away, and look at it. He just lay there enjoying the sunshine. Bless him. I thought he was going to try and escape, but he just lay down on the floor. I haven't put the bed out yet, no. You're enjoying some sunshine. He's had a nice day today. Got a couple of thank yous while I'm just sat here just digesting my dinner. So buy me a coffee. I've got Ahmad 1986, The Done Life. Thank you so much, Ahmad. John Boyle and Mary Keane, and a super thanks from Joe Barber N6D. Thank you so much, everybody. It's still so kind that you're sending me this money, and I know things are tight for everybody at the minute, so I really do appreciate it. It's so nice of everybody to try and support me, and I'm not expecting, you know, to live off this forever. I'm just giving it a go for a month to see how things go, travel a little bit, enjoy my time a little bit, and then I'm just going to see where to go from there. That's all I can do, settle everything down. Hopefully how I'm feeling at the minute is just stress ebbing away a little bit, because I felt really faint on the way there. I thought I was going to faint when I was driving the van, and I had to put my head between my legs when I got to the castle. I still feel a little bit weird, but better now I've had some food. So I'm going to sign this video out, say thank you so much everyone for watching and supporting. You're all absolutely amazing, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.